Hey guys, it's your girl Tubbi of the Nerdy Bird site, rocking with theantidote.com, bringing you yet another exclusive live interview from one of our local artists here in Baton Rouge. But I won't talk too much about him. I'll let him go ahead on and break down his resume. Go ahead on and introduce yourself to everybody.
This is John Teller, hailing from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Excited to be here.
Awesome. We're really excited to have you. Now, we know that you've been in music for a long time, but we'll kind of touch bases on that as we get to it. But I know that you have another first love so far as art form goes. Let's kind of go straight into the world of cooking and how you kind of got into that whole aspect and how that love drew into another career with music.
Well, really, I started off as a manager at McDonald's, and my friend was cooking at the Baton Rouge Country Club, which is where I work now. Okay. And they needed somebody to work at the pool kitchen, so I went and I got a job there, and I fell in love with it immediately.
Oh, very nice.
I became the pool supervisor before the end of the summer even hit, and then went straight into banquets, so I take care of lots of big parties, weddings, important dinners.
Big responsibilities. So was it something where you kind of already knew how to cook going into it, or did you kind of learn as you went?
Well, my mom is like down the middle, 100% Chinese.
Gotcha.
And Italian, so Thanksgivings.
I didn't get that, you guys. I didn't get that.
Thanksgivings, Christmases, Easter, everything was always a big difference in cultural aspects with the table. You know?
Nice. So it was almost like you got a international feast around the holidays time. You didn't know whether you were getting Italian cuisine, Japanese, or just Southern. I think that's really cool growing up and really being exposed to your heritage in that manner. Now, how do you feel that cooking kind of played or pushed you into the mode of being an artist, period, thinking in regards to music?
Well, for a while I'd stopped making music because I got so into cooking. It's definitely another art form, and it's a great way to express yourself. So when you sit down and you write a menu with your boss, and then you put it out, and then you bring it down to the plate, sometimes you don't even know how you're going to plate it, and it just happens right there.
Nice.
So it's just a really great way to express myself and however I'm feeling that day, the season that it is, and how you can just incorporate everything and put it all together.
That's really beautiful, because where we come from in the South, you know, food is the quickest way to create family bonding. You don't feed everybody. And when you do feed people, it's in the hopes that they actually enjoy your food. So it's very important to be confident in who you are and what you are when you cook, because it kind of comes through on the plate. Now, do you find as a musical artist that expression kind of carries over the same way, or do you have to kind of go more in depth as an actual lyrical artist?
Well, I definitely would say that I do go into more depth because the emotion comes out in a much different way, and you can express many different emotions. Because if I get mad, I don't want to make a food. I don't want to make any kind of plates. But it definitely can be in tune with each other because you're still expressing yourself and you're still trying to show who you are through your artwork.
Very nice. Now, the name John Teller. Let's kind of talk about how you decided to bring that into the art form, how that became your artistry name. Now, your real name is John, but how did we pick up on that Teller part? How did we come into John Teller?
So my real name is John Terry, and all my life it's always been, hey John Terry, hey John T, hey JT. So I wanted to figure out something that I could still have that aspect in, because that's how people know me. Something familiar. And when I first started making music, I went by Testimony, because I wanted to, you know, I'm here to tell my story. This is who I am, this is what I am. And my dad's real big into the Sons of Anarchy show. Gotcha. So Jax Teller's dad was named John Teller, so I'm watching it with my dad one day, and I heard that, and I was like, oh, that's it. I gotta use it, you know, because I'm still here to tell my story. So it's still kind of like keeping my old name. And you kind of get to tie it in where the new generations and also those, I guess, movie and TV buffs kind of get to get that underlying metaphor too. So it's kind of really cool. Exactly. That's really cool. Now, John Teller as an artist opposed to John the person, do you find that all of your music is a direct reflection of your experiences, or do you kind of just write in regards to how you're feeling at the time? I would definitely say it goes with my experiences, because I want to tell people what I've gone through. Right. And while most rappers nowadays, they tend to glorify the use of drugs, well, I'm here to experience or tell them my experience of the bad things about drugs. Gotcha. So I will talk about it, but the glorification of how it made me who I am today, not necessarily the fun behind them. Gotcha. Kind of the
struggle and the trial and tribulations that kind of come with drug uses. A lot of the younger generations kind of look at the videos and they hear the music and they think that it's a cool thing. They think that if you're not a part of that specific crowd, that you're not popular or you won't be accepted. So I think that it's important to have people that are confident in the expression that, hey, just because this is there or because it's, you know, something that people are doing doesn't mean that you have to partake. And I think that's important to give young people the option to kind of make decisions for themselves. Now, do you think all of your music or most of your music is kind of based around the angles of positivity and consciousness, or do you have any music that's more of like club style, or does it vary?
It would definitely be more so towards the conscious. Okay. I have done songs with other people because my little brother does stuff like that and it's more clubby, but
nice.
I still always try to bring that positive aspect into it. So I guess you could say sometimes I kind of ruin his songs because I'm like, hold up, wait.
Let's change this back. Let's not say that word. So if you had to, I guess, name out any influences growing up with music, who kind of inspired you, or what style of music was able to grab John's attention and it's like, okay, when I make music, that's the kind of music I want to make, that's the type of influence I want to have?
My influences come from all types of music, okay, whether it be folk, hip-hop, metal, all of that. So like Rakim is a very big influence, the God MC, you know. So I started playing metal back in the day, and like some names you might not know, but like Black Dahlia Murder and even old stuff like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin.
Okay, I know Led Zeppelin. Now the other two, I'm gonna have to go check in. He caught me slipping, y'all.
But really, once I found Rakim and Tribe Called Quest and Gangstar,
very
like
nice.
The poetry behind it is what really grabbed me with hip hop, because I've always been a writer, whether it be essays or short stories for like school projects and stuff. So when I found out about the beginning of hip hop in the Bronx and what the people went through, it really just grabbed me, and I wanted to use that to challenge my writing and my poetry.
Very nice. Now, I know growing up in Baton Rouge, you've seen the culture from start to finish. You've kind of seen how we've evolved in music, the opportunities, the platforms, how they've changed. But as an artist, if you had to say that Baton Rouge as a culture in music or entertainment in general, if you had to pick something that was missing that kind of binds our community together and helps us elevate in regards to entertainment, what would that be? He's like, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Really, it would just honestly be support, because people always talk about the music outside of Louisiana,
right,
but nobody wants to come together and help each other out and support each other. So it's kind of lacking in that sense, where we need to come together as a community and help everybody out, because this is, yes, our love, but it's also a business. So we need to do that and use that to help our culture be known, because most people say that we're always just grabbing from the Bay Area or grabbing from Georgia.
I think they're grabbing from us, but you know, I think the lack of support is exactly why you don't know that. You look at a lot of artists and their styles, the things that they say, certain words that they try to take out of context. Look, my favorite example is like Wody. Yeah. We've been saying Wody since as long as I can remember, and when you hear like Drake say whoa, it's like that's an abbreviation for Wody, you know. But
or even like dummy and stuff like that, you know. I have coworkers from the Bay Area in California, and he was saying that the other day, and I was like, you do realize that's a Louisiana term?
Yeah,
and he's like, no, everybody says that, even E40 and all types of stuff, and I'm like, they grabbed it from us. E40 graduated from Grambling, which is in Shreveport.
Right.
So,
and between Grambling and Southern, the culture is really the same.
Yeah.
Look, I appreciate that too, but a lot of people don't like to give Louisiana credit for the things that we do initiate. But it's because of what you said. When you don't have a support system to push yourself outside of your city or outside of your state, it's kind of hard to give you credit for something when nobody knows that you're actually doing it. So that was a very important tidbit, you guys. Support is the difference between being able to accomplish our dreams and really just out here doing something that we're passionate about. So we are the defining difference in our communities there. Now, I know that you have an EP that you're working on right now, and before we go into that, we'll just touch bases on some of the singles that you have out right now. Now, as a conscious rapper, you spend a lot of your time being extremely detailed in your lyrical inclination. Like, you make it a point to drop metaphors. You really want the audience to kind of get on this journey with you and hear your story. But it's never directly put out there. You kind of leave the door open for them to take it and perceive it how they want to. Let's talk about the 2 singles you have out right now. What was the inspiration behind them, or were they just like naturally formed? You got in the studio one day and it just kind of hit you?
So Lying on Me was the first single I dropped, and it will be the first song on the EP.
Very nice.
And it's about everybody's natural thought of, what are people going to think of me?
Right.
Will I be accepted? Will I be popular? How will I make it, you know? So Lying on Me really came from friends of mine who I thought were friends that were, oh, he's rapping. Like, we don't take that seriously. Like, we all freestyle getting drunk at parties. So it's like, it's me worrying about what people think and realizing that I don't need them.
Right.
Which is why my EP is called Recognize the Power, because I'm recognizing the power within myself that everybody needs to find within themselves.
Very nice, very nice. And I think that's really important. Now, going into that second single, you understand who you are. You understand that everybody's not going to accept you for who you are. How does that second single kind of bring it around the basis for you?
So Got It Like will actually be the last song on the EP.
Nice.
So it'll be an elevation from Lying on Me to Got It Like. Gotcha. So all of the songs will go up and show more of my positivity and my status within myself, how I feel about myself, and finding it within me. So that's why that last song is Got It Like, because, you know, I got the power. I got it like this, and I got it like that.
Very nice, very nice. And I can't wait, because you kind of set up the introduction where it is an introduction. Like, this is who I am, this is what I face. And I feel that those other tracks that, like you said, will kind of build. And it's like, this is who John Taylor is, this is his experience and what he's gone through. Now, I think that that's very important, to be able to build on a project and show your audiences that inner part of you, even when you understand that you're still growing yourself. Now, for me, I think it's important to kind of pick the brains of the artists that are working in the communities, that are face-to-face with the people on the streets. I know that for you, culturally speaking, you're diverse, from, you know, racial barriers, economic situations, financial standpoints. You kind of are very well rounded with the aspects that you've experienced a lot of, you know, rough times and hardships. Many of us have. But I know that your friends weren't as supportive of the style of music that you were making. They didn't necessarily look at it like just a means of self-expression. They may have even so looked at it like, you know, a mimic of, or a cardboard copy in some sense of the way. So growing up and understanding that not everyone in your inner circle sees the world the way that you do, how was it, not making it a racial issue, but how is that experience, knowing that you have more support from one community than another?
Well, it was definitely, hate to say it, but it was kind of a racial issue, you know, because aside from the people that I'm with every day, I have friends in all types, all areas of the city. So it was like, why are you hanging around these bad people? Why are you getting into bad things? And it's like, not all people are like that just because of the color of their skin. Or
because that's what they show on videos.
Exactly. Because we all watch the stuff, and y'all might even listen to the music sometimes, but once it comes face to face in real life, then you stutter and you don't know what to do.
Right.
So I guess they really just didn't take me seriously, because they would always freestyle or do stuff like that as a joke.
In a playing manner.
And now that I'm taking it seriously and I want to further myself in it, it's all of a sudden nothing to be taken seriously.
Right, and it's a question to them. They kind of don't understand it.
Definitely.
And I guess I can see that in the means of when you grow up outside of a culture that you really cannot relate to, it's hard to be able to take it serious. And I think it's a beautiful thing, because you're kind of forced to step outside of your comfort zone in a lot of ways. You get put in a situation where, you know, the people you grew up with don't exactly accept your life goals and what it is that you're looking to accomplish. And then you have a group of people that you really have to bust your chops for them to open their arms and go, okay, we respect you as an artist, we respect you as an MC, come on, let's see what you can do. So I think it takes a lot of courage to be able to stand up to two different communities and still understand that no matter what, I'm forced to be myself, and I'm okay with that.
It is definitely a challenge, right. I would have to say, because now I have to show myself. This is not my culture.
Right.
And white people had nothing to do with it in the Bronx. In a way they did, because it was their fault with the gentrification and all the upsets in the Bronx.
Yeah, but stay woke.
So, But I like the challenge. You know, it brings that feeling in your chest, where that jitteriness, the anxiousness, and it makes me want to push into it more.
Very nice. I feel that the fire that it creates kind of pushes you to strive harder as an artist as well as a creator. It kind of forces you to push yourself outside of the box, where you are combining all of those different influences, the different types of music as you create your art form. I think it's beautiful that you're able to take rap and you're able to take heavy metal and you're able to take poetry and spoken word and kind of combine them over a melody and create a story. Creating double entendre is not easy to keep an audience's attention. And as I was listening to two of the tracks that was sent to me on your behalf, I kind of got lost, and I was like, I think it's really cool that you really have to go back and listen a couple of times to not miss all of the points of view that you actually give in retrospect. So the new EP, working on it right now. I know that you're looking to release it really soon, and I'll let you give them details on the dates and where they can stay updated to find out when it's dropping. But at what point did you say, okay, it's time to get in the studio, this is the type of project that I want to make, this is why I'm making it?
Well, I had met a new coworker that had just started.
Okay.
He's the grill cook. Shout out to Scoops. Great guy, great producer. He's been doing it for a long time.
Nice.
But he always kind of kept it under wraps. And when I went over there, he was like, I got this beat. It sounds like Outkast. I wrote it when I was listening to Aquemini.
Oh, very nice.
So as soon as he put it on, I was like, I've got 3 verses already. Let's do this. So a week later, I go back and I laid down Lying on Me.
Very nice.
So immediately I was like, this has to be the first title, the first track on the song.
Off back, it's just natural. It felt good. Everything rolled. That's what it is.
So as soon as that happened, I was like, I know exactly where I want this to go.
Nice.
So I thought I recognized the power almost immediately, and was like, okay, this is what I need to do. And then I thought about Got It Like, and I was like, that could be the last track.
Right.
So really, I set up myself for the beginning and end, and that's why I released those 2 first, because I want to give people the beginning and the end, and then explain them the middle.
Very nice.
That way, that's what they're looking for. They got the beginning, they got the end, but now they're waiting on the story.
You have to fill them in. And it's cool because, again, you kind of leave it open for perspective. A person can listen to that initial track and then listen to the second one, and it's like, okay, what happened between point A and point B, where he was saying, hey, in this aspect, this is how I feel, this is what I go through, but I'm gonna fight through it. So now he's like, you know what, I don't care. This is what it is. It's not going to change. I think that's a wonderful thing. Now, is he the only producer? Is Two Scoops going to be the only producer on the track, or are you looking to collaborate with some other producers and artists?
He's not the only one.
Okay.
He is going to be at least 2 of them.
Very nice.
But I have another friend who is a great engineer, and he's only been producing for about 6 months.
Okay, nice.
So he's doing a bunch of them, and I actually have a friend, his name's Kevin. He got deported 5 years ago.
Sorry, Kevin.
So shout out to Kevin Walls Productions. He lives in Juarez, Mexico.
Very nice.
So he did the title track, and we'll be doing a couple of the singles that I'll release before the EP comes out. So I have him working with me as well.
That's
and
really cool.
A guy from India actually found my music and hit me up. So he will be doing the second track. I just got to record it, and I'll be doing that on Monday.
Now, how cool is that? You come from an international heritage where mom kind of is the world influence. And then as you start to dig into your music, you find yourself in an international scheme where your producers are concerned. Does that scare you at all to kind of know as you start pushing music that you have people in different countries or different states and different cities kind of looking to push your music for you too?
It's definitely a little scary, but in a good way,
right.
Because that's immediate outside of the country exposure. So it will definitely help me in the long run, and it'll bring out a lot of cultural differences into the tracks, and I'll be able to, get features from probably Mexico, maybe even someone from India,
I think that'd be really cool. I'm really looking forward to it because it will really push you as an artist to create something that you've never created before. Because at that point, you're combining 2 totally different cultures, but for the common goal of expressing yourself and telling a story. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope that really does come to be something that you do in the near future. So I know that you have some live showcases and venues that are coming up. Go ahead on and tell everybody where they'll be able to check you out live, or even check out some of the footage from some of your upcoming events.
You'll definitely be able to see the footage from Fade the Flow from April, and it'll be on The Antidote. exclusively.
Yes.
Please check that out.
Yes, you guys, if you've never been to a Fade the Flow event, you're really missing out. Underground artists from all over, no state lines can hold them. They really have to bring the heat, and the pressure's on. A lot of them don't get the opportunity to rap over their vocals. It kind of creates a performer in the performance atmosphere. So hopefully you guys don't miss the next one. I'm looking forward to see you. I will be in the building. So are you performing the 2 new singles that are coming from the EP, or do you have a kind of a mix that you're going to be putting out for Fade the Flow?
2 singles,
Okay.
an unreleased track, and a song I did a feature on. So,
We getting the exclusives. I'm really excited to see that. Now, so far as your EP, I know that you're still working. You're still in and out the studio. You're still kind of finalizing how you want those songs to be arranged, and the editing and all of the hard work that kind of goes behind it. Do you have a release date, or are we just looking for a certain time of the year to be expecting the new project?
no exact release date yet, but mid-May is what I'm shooting for.
Nice.
Just waiting on the artwork, and I will start doing promos for it.
So we're looking for summer vibes. We can expect this to be one of those, either blasting it out the speakers while we're riding, or while the front door is open and we're cleaning up. Like, this is going to be that summer jam for 2018.
Definitely.
Well, I am definitely looking forward to it. We really, really appreciate you for taking the opportunity to come join us on the Black Couch and let us pick your brain. I'm looking forward to the EP. Can't wait to see you perform live. You guys, make sure you stay tuned in with theantidote.com and the Nerdy Bird site for more exclusive. Make sure that you tune in with Mr. John Teller and follow him on his social media links so that you're able to see everything that he has going on. We are coming to you live, breaking new artists every day, making sure that you know their stories and the mayhem behind the music. It's your girl Tubbi. Make sure you guys tune in.